Welcome back, guys. We got this little compact 757C. We got on a New Holland TC25D. I bought that new in 2000. I bought this new probably a couple, 3 years after that. This is done well. It's got one cylinder that's leaking. I think a rock got stuck in it on the downrigger. Everything else seems fine. Everything looks fine on it. A friend of mine had this compact thumb, and he said he had it on his backhoe. And I said, you know what, I'll try that thing. So he wanted to get rid of it. It's got a little damage on it. I think it's got either a weld break, some little problem out here on the finger. I don't care. I'll monkey with that after it's installed. I want to try to get this installed. It's got a mechanical thumb with two holes where this can slide. I believe he probably had a bracket or a direct mount right up to his pin design, and he sold his tractor, so we don't have any information on it. But I wish I had a photo of it installed on his. This is going to line up pretty good in the center. I measured on this here, and this is an 8 inch, and this is like a 7 3/4 or 5/8. So I'm going to nip that off, and it'll be a direct pin fit, and that'll swivel nice with the bucket. So the thing we'd have to make is an ear to come out and back so this part can swivel, and do this on both sides. I think that's about the only way that I can mount this to where I can just pull it off and I'll have brackets that's not in the way for anything. This folds up pretty tight like it is, and it's resting down now. But I want to try to get the specs right on it so that this actually works. And if it does, when I'm digging, I dig a hole, I'm out in the woods, I do whatever, dig out a stump. Once I get it dug, I've been taking the tractor, turning around, getting a chain, monkeying around, trying to lift it with a bucket. If I can get this thumb to work, I don't know why I can't just reach over, grab it, a rock or a stump, small stump, pick it up, move it off to the side, you know. And so I think also I'm going to have involved in this is making a couple brackets. The width of this is going to line up good, and just see what I can come up with. The pin is plenty long, so if the ears came up through here, I'm not really buying anything. I just need it strong enough. This here is 1/4 inch. So I would imagine if I had 1/4 inch, should be strong enough. And see if we get this mounted. This will be a cool little project. I'm not sure the height I need to go, so I need to calculate that. And if I draw a picture on the ground here, I want to take my thumb and have it almost a 90-degree from that in the open position. That way, when I'm scooping in, I got fingers, you know, I can come all the way in. That's what I'm going to try. And I have no knowledge on this, as you can tell. But for the price I'm going to have in this is almost nothing. It's worth a try. I know if there's guys that have hydraulic thumbs on excavators and so on. We're not in that budget. We're just, you know, monkeying around a little bit. So we're going to see if we can make something work. Well, we probably ought to start with this end. Go ahead and remove this bolt, pop that pin out, see how easy it comes out. I greased this last year, so hopefully it'll come out good. And then I'll take this part over to the chop saw and cut this off. I do have some shims to go on that so that it'll fit, but I measured from here to there. We got 8 inches. This is like 7 1/4, 7 5/8, I can't remember. We'll get that mounted. Then we'll know where everything lines up, and then we'll open this up to figure out what location up through here that would be best to put something on. This is galvanized, so it's kind of hazardous to weld it, but boy, it's already got the holes in it, you know, and that should line right up on this pin. So we'll have to cut out a section, and what I was thinking, something like I don't know, this, so that's in there, our pin fits. Weld this to that, just cut that off with a chop saw. So it'd make it simple. Just don't breathe this stuff. Try to, you know, it burns like a green when you're welding it. You're not supposed to weld that, but I think you got to have a special special mask or whatever. I gotta do this outdoors anyway. So I'm gonna raise this up. We'll pull that pin out, and like I said, we'll go ahead and cut this off of there. That's pretty heavy. We'll figure out where this stuff goes. So we'll fire this up and raise her up. All right, I got a 4x holding it approximately level, and it actually might be going up just a hair. Working out in the dirt, you can't really check things too well. I guess that looks a little better. Gonna line that up on my mark. I guess I gotta come back a mile. That should just about do it. Fire in a hole. Back over. Now what we got to do is finish driving the pin out. I don't think it matters what direction. And this might settle, just watch your fingers, you know. Don't know a whole lot about it. See how much grease I put on it. It don't look bad. Yeah, this is going to settle quite a bit. So I got a pry bar, don't I? Where is it? Right on, I'm on it. I'm on it. See how much pressure's on that. I guess I can fire it up, and raise it up just a biscuit, and we'll see. Always got to use the glow plugs, you know. Even in the summertime. Let's raise this up a biscuit. Maybe. Just enough to take the weight off it. It'll fit in there now. Still don't look high enough. Yeah, I greased that pretty good. Not bad. Now, you think it'll fit? Let's try it. Let's try it. Saves the knees, right? So I just took the grinder, cut that thing off, and we got the spacers if needed. Probably be a lot lighter if I took this off of here, right? Somewhere. That's a little lighter now. Hey, it fits. Looks like I took off 3/16 too much, which is better than too tight. We'll start our pin and get it ready here. Like I said, this wasn't specific for this tractor. It was just a compact that a friend had. So I think his was a Mahindra. Oh yeah, with a bucket forward. There we go. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that. So now we tap it in, because this is all welded on there. We should be able to just tap it until our bolt lines up. Like that. I love it. It's all the way out on that side. So now, put our bolt in. And we'll go the other way. It's easier to grab onto next time. This is a lock nut, I believe. It turns kind of hard. Yeah, it's a lock nut. And I got the wrong tools out here. Maybe like that. I don't. Alright, well what I'm going to do, I'm running and get the zippy so I can zip that on. I'll raise this up so we can work on it up in the air a little bit. Alright, I cut them out. I had trouble with that chop saw, probably you saw that in the video, is it seemed like it was bogging down. And the last time that I used it, I did a, I don't remember what I cut off, but I cut off a few things in a row. And the breaker tripped off a couple times. I was thinking, well, I think what happened is the brushes burn up on it. So, might want to check out a video. I might try to install new brushes because I need that cutoff saw. So I ended up cutting these with a grinder. Finished that up. And these holes are already pre-drilled, so I wanted more meat up on here. I don't think it's necessary to hold this in place. So I'm just going to mark this out. I'm going to grind this. And then I'm going to probably just MIG weld it. The arc welder's still in storage. It's behind a bunch of stuff. And I thought, we'll MIG weld that on there. And this is the park position. It does do some, you know, some force, but we're talking, the backhoe only has 2,300 pounds of breakout force anyway, so it's not a huge amount, you know, a ton. So I think we can build up a nice weld on that. Let me go get the stuff out. Well, I'm going to see if I can get this thing to tack off. I ground that up a little bit. Don't breathe it. Alright, I'll hold my breath. I want it kind of a 90 degree with this versus this bracket. I don't like that sharp corner, so I think I'll do right like that. And this bolt lines up good with the pin. Should work good right there. Eyes. Alright, I'll get my helmet on, try this out. I'm going to crank the heat up a little bit. And using a Lincoln 140. I don't have the gas attachment. Well, this has a gas attachment. Don't have gas. Let's see how this works. Don't breathe it. Chicken scratch. I wanted to use my Lincoln 225, and this one is, I want to turn this up a little bit so I can see better. Outside it gives me a lot of trouble. That's too dark. I'll put her back on like 10. chicken scratch. I'm like Captain Kleeman, you know. I have a welder. I'm not a welder. I just have one. I'm gonna probably make 2 passes, grind it off. I'll probably paint it, maybe. Maybe I'll paint it black. And I got some new Holland blue. So I don't know if this will blind you. Yeah, I know what my problem is. I always go too fast, you know. So I'll show you when I get her done. I'm going to probably do 2 good passes on it, clean it up, grind it a little bit. I'm probably going to build up too high. I get impatient, you know. Well, let's see now. Welds, you saw I build them up too high. I have a vision trouble. I can't see. I'm outside. I got all kinds of excuses. The wind's blowing about 10 miles an hour, looking at the flag. And so without gas, you can't get a smooth puddle weld. I can't see. So what we need to do is we got to tighten this nut up because this is going to stay stationary. This, when we want to do normal backhoe work, I want to leave this in that position. I probably want to put a quick pin in there instead of a nut bolt so I don't have to carry wrenches. Well, let me fire this up and see what it sounds like or works like. We got to probably do the glow plugs. It's been about 40 minutes. I'm not sure how long the video is, but this is roughly 40 minutes into this now. So let's see. Let's see how far around she'll bring it. Check it out. Now ideally, if these points lined up with these points, but I think in here, I think that's fine. There's a crack, so I probably ought to hit that over so that we're evenly spaced, and then run a weld on that. He told me it had a crack in it. I didn't care, a friend of mine. So we got to tighten this up, and then I want to drop that down to see what kind of clamp we can get. Open that all the way up again. Now let's see if we can get a 90 degree. I don't recall. Be nice. Pull this out. There's 1 notch, 2 notch, 3 notch. So you don't have to go out in the woods or nothing. What I'll do, I'll just grab some rough-looking firewood here. This is cracked stuff I threw out here. Let's see if we can pick that up, you know. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to curl it in again to see. I might grip it, we'll find out. I might dig into the driveway. Ooh, I could crush it. Look at that. That's how good that wood is. So let's, I think I'll beat on that a little bit with a hammer put a bar on it, straighten it out. I'll straighten that out, and then I'll run a weld, and then we'll run over here in the woods and see if we can pick up like a log or something. All right, we're out here in the woods where I dropped that tree the other day, and this is the object of this. I want to be able to, you know, cut something up, pick up some brush, get a whole wad of it in there, or a tree stump, because you look out here, there's stumps everywhere. Got one right here that's got to come out, and it's hard to turn around and try to scoop it in the bucket. So let's see if this works. I'm not even gonna put the riggers down. It does great, right? That out. Then I can move it wherever I want it. Probably set it up on top of that if I wanted to. I don't have the riggers down, so she's gonna bounce around. But I can pick up something, I can swing it off to the side, like that, whatever, you know. Pretty happy with that. It works. And the next job I got, I'm going to release. Do that. Nice, huh? The next job I got, check that out. I should be able to pick up about anything, you know. Not like an excavator, but there's a branch over by you. Let's see if I can get it. It's on an angle though. See that? Now these light ones, I don't care. I'm going to chip them up. But a lot of these logs you see out here and out back, there's probably about, I would say close to 100 of them that's rotted over the years. I want to pick all that mess up, consolidate it, and you can make trails, because Dawson wants to make some trails out here, and there's a lot of junk in the way. And the only difference I made from what you saw a minute ago is this is on the middle notch. It'll also go out one more notch. So we do have a lot of adjustment with this, and it does hit right here, so I gotta be careful. I probably bend it a little bit. So what I can do, probably put a quick pin in this, you know. This works, this takes a little bit. I don't want the nut to fall off while I'm digging a hole, you know. And I did go ahead and weld this after I straightened it out a little bit. You see this goes right up out of the way. And get her back in there. I think the quick pin is better. We'll monkey that over there instead of monkey with a knife or a knot. But I'm pretty happy with this. And then when we close it up, it does not hit. The park's nice. So I think I'll just put a quick pin in that so I can pull and go. And then this one I lock down. The welds, they're not wonderful. The welds aren't great, but they're strong. Throw a little paint on them. Not too bad. Good enough. And then this should work out great. We picked up that 3-foot chunk. I don't know what it weighs. I should try to lift it right. Probably only weighs about 40 pounds, right? No, it's a little more than 40 pounds. It's probably about 80 anyway. It's heavier than a bundle of shingles. And I want to go up through and cut these logs up, and I'd like to think about doing them faster. Now our trail in the woods is approximately 8 feet wide, so if I could cut them in 8-foot lengths, I could bring a log out versus dragging it, or cutting it in chunks all the way, you know, save on cutting in the woods. So the branches, I want to scoop a bunch and pull them. I don't have a grapple. That would be nice if I can find a used grapple, a 5-footer. Electric one would be nice because I don't have the hydraulics up there. But I don't know, stay tuned. This is a good idea. I got very little investment in that thing. They sell for, I don't know, I've seen extra cheap ones for, you know, $200, and they go all the way up to $500-600 for these. And then you can spend more for a hydraulic, and we don't need the hydraulic. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've got just under an hour of playing around here. I got some welding wire, and that's about it. We burned out the brushes on the chop saw, which I figured that much. I think I have a set I bought for another tool. I think they're all interchangeable. Stay tuned. We'll see what the next project is. This will come in handy on the next job. I had mentioned the digging. I want to do a drainage field, and if there's rocks, I can scoop and lift them out. A few days there, a couple days there, I won't have a helper, so by myself I can pick and move, you know. So thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.